When I first got here in May, it looked as if the school had been closed for like 10 years. The staff was not really happy to be here. I looked at 7 years of data for Lakeview, and I could tell that the teachers were teaching at this level the whole time. But the demographics totally changed around them. They went from having 15% free and reduced lunch to now we're at 78%. And so they didn't really even know the kids that they had. We had to kind of figure out what was going on.
Lakeview wasn't alone. There were problems facing other underachieving schools throughout the district.
There was not a collaborative culture here, so we had to really develop a sense of efficacy, that we really could be successful, that we had to recognize that you don't do that by schools working in isolation. We have to develop a collaborative culture.
The district commissioned Tribal to foster connections between 34 schools through its Inspirational Schools partnership.
What I'll ask you to think with me about at the end there is, how can we get our school focused on teaching and learning?
The Inspirational Schools partnership is based on sharing practice between schools to help raise achievement.
I'm seeing inspirational principals. They're constantly engaging the teachers and the kids in conversations about learning. There's basically three problems to teachers' workplace cultures. First, it's the individual teacher, the cellular classroom. Many teachers for many years have taught in their cellular classrooms with minimal feedback from their colleagues. That's the first problem. The second problem is presentism. So many kids are coming at you so quickly all the time that you can easily fall into a reactive mode, where the custodial dimensions of managing large groups of children all day take precedence over the learning objectives for the classroom. And then there's a third dimension that's problematic: conservatism. Teachers learn to manage their time and their energy, putting management ahead of learning. So what do we have to do? What are the antidotes? We have to help teachers to develop trusting and challenging relationships with each other, break them out of the cellular classroom. And this is where the Inspirational Schools model is so central.
The model takes support within and between schools to a new level by focusing on proven practical strategies which can be disseminated amongst professionals. Conference events such as this one act as a catalyst to share information and good practice.
So basically moving my resources from everything being about 3rd and 4th grade, and at that point is remediation and trying to be more focused on doing interventions at those primary grades.
My primary focus is on teacher quality, and it starts with the mindset of teachers that are over there.
We're seeing conversations about how teams work together. We're seeing conversations about pockets of excellence in schools. We're seeing real conversations about getting rid of things and abandoning things if they're not connected to student outcomes. So I think it's the conversations and the relationships more than anything else in the schools that have been refreshing.
And we all sat in a room and went around, and every single principal had to tell a couple of ways that they are changing the environment at their school, or what are they doing to help focus on instruction and student learning. I have seen a benefit looking at not only our data, but other schools' data. You know, what other areas of Nashville have a similar population to us and that are achieving at a greater speed.
Ideas that have worked well in other schools are now being tried out at Lakeview.
We started this year with an Open Door Wednesday so that teachers could go into everybody's classrooms during their planning time. And you know, that's brought about a lot of discussion as well. Oh, I like this idea, and you know, tell me more about this.
You know, and I'm there to help, and if I see anything, I come back with ideas. And
the school formed an intervention group made up of teachers and coaches to help coordinate the targeting of children who were failing to attain the basic skills.
And I used our first discovery education assessment to identify 6 areas of need in 3rd and 4th grade math. I provide them 2 practice questions every day that they can do in the very first part of their math lesson. Then at the end of 2 weeks, I give them an assessment tool. And then they provide for me, the students, how they scored. And from there, I promised them. I said, okay, when we have these children that make 60 and below on this assessment, we will provide an intervention some way.
For children who are still not progressing, Lakeview have set up Care for a Cub, in which staff members mentor and coach students individually.
What we're really trying to do is get that data
And use it.
so we can improve what our kids are learning. It's no longer, I'm in my classroom and I'm in here by myself and you better not come in and bother me. Everybody's got their door open. They're saying, come on in, help me.
Yes,
I've got something to share.
Yes.
It's much more open feeling.
Yesterday I had a third stop me in the hallway. Miss McMahon, I'm having trouble answering this question. Will you come in here? And I walked in and looked at what she was doing, and you know, we worked together and figured the answer out.
Look at the text, and someone want to raise your hand and tell me what gave you clues to that answer. Annette? It's just wonderful because we've tried so many things, and we finally tried something that seems to be showing progress with, and it seems to be helping. So, you know, we're all just kind of really excited about it right now.
ISP offers a philosophy, framework and approach that brings coherence at a school level to a variety of different initiatives and welcomes the contribution of a range of partners. Lipscomb University and Cameron Middle have formed a successful partnership. Weekly PD meetings are transferring good practice from one classroom to another.
Okay, I can develop questions before I read to focus my research. So we know our strategies: asking questions, making predictions, drawing conclusions, making connections. All those good things we've learned make us better readers, but we can also use them to make us better researchers.
First, what's your initial impression of the organization of the introduction?
Excellent. Very organized.
Excellent in what way?
She had a good procedure that all the kids were already used to, a good routine, so they knew exactly what to expect.
Absolutely. You can tell.
What our professors from Lipscomb and our administration here at Cameron want is when something works in someone's classroom, they want other teachers to see it and to try it and to get advice from one another. My 7th grade team in particular, both of the science and social studies teachers have come to the language arts teachers and said, we'd like to have the list of your kids by reading level so that we can start teaching at their reading level. And they're coming together and saying, okay, how can we put literacy in their hands that makes sense? And so it's been really exciting. I know that's going on at the 6th grade level in this school building.
In a school that was really in a turnaround situation, you could start seeing growth. We had growth in almost every single area on this campus, and part of that had to do with teachers were engaged in professional development at a level they had not been engaged before because they were seeing how it directly went back into their classroom and impacted instruction.
If we can create communities of learners where the adults can share their vulnerability with each other, and then they can strategize around ways to engage resistant or recalcitrant kids, then we have a real opportunity to lift up the profession.
I see teachers just getting exciting in meetings. They're excited about the ideas that they've come up with. I think it's just the buy-in, you know, getting everybody to understand, you know, it's kind of, we're all in this together, and we all need to be supportive of those students in order to close the gap. That's the only way that we're going to do it.